This interval is set as 48 hours per week. The day-by-day working time of ship workers is 8 hours. Ship workers who fill their weekly working hours have the chance to take a vacation for the remainder of the time. A maritime lawyer is specialized in maritime legislation representing firms facing personal damage claims or people working within the maritime industry and injured offshore looking for compensation. Our Houston private arm legislation firm is thought all through Texas for our work on offshore damage instances. We're proud of our work and monitor file of representing individuals injured whereas working within the hazardous maritime industry. If you're the victim of a maritime accident, it is essential to work with attorneys who have a major monitor record of success and who are well versed in all authorized matters associated with federal maritime legal guidelines. Though working offshore provides exciting work surrounding that contributes considerably to the U.S. economy, it also includes dangers. The flexibility to develop or reduce the scope of labor according to the wants of the consumer. Commercial courts are assigned to deal with instances throughout the scope of Houston Maritime Attorneys. In addition to those services, Houston Maritime Attorneys additionally provide consultancy services to corporations engaged in commerce on all issues inside the scope of Houston Maritime Attorneys. Most maritime regulation firms could have a preliminary assembly by which an authorized agent will research your individual resume and focus on your case. For example, it could also be able to recuperate punitive damages in conditions where an amputation occurred attributable to excessive misconduct. Unfortunately, limb amputation accidents are pretty frequent among Texas maritime workers, whose jobs often require shut interaction with heavy, harmful machinery and equipment. It is unattainable to find out the potential value of a claim or lawsuit arising from a maritime misplaced limb injury without making an evaluation of your case. File a lawsuit against a negligent employer. It may be doable for you to file a workers' compensation declaration, or, in circumstances where the damage was caused by a defective product, a product legal responsibility lawsuit towards the product producer. In addition, a maritime lawyer could possibly provide you with recommendations and guidance throughout the authorized process. For offshore accident lawyers for these instances, it is essential to follow and know the present legislation very properly. Because of this, the attorneys to be most well-liked should have a good command of international Houston maritime commerce issues and all laws. This attorney contains not solely trade but additionally many points such because the rights of ship staff and insurance coverage companies. Ship workers have 7 days of the way in which free of charge. Based in Houston, Texas, we're an experienced maritime harm legislation firm that has been serving injured staff and crew members all through Texas and throughout the nation for greater than 40 years. If any equipment on board a vessel suffers from a design or manufacturing defect, or if different staff are careless or negligent, the danger of injury will increase enormously. How much does a Houston maritime injury lawyer cost? Now, you know how a lot of costs requires to build a cargo ship. At Patrick Daniel Law Agency, Houston Maritime Attorneys are so much aware and experienced to handle arduous maritime injury cases, and one other Houston maritime legislation firm establishment thinks it is so laborious. If Patrick Daniel Law accepts your case, the authorized charge will come out of the final settlement, and you don't have any out-of-pocket expenses. Additionally, the quantity of recovery an injured seaman is entitled to will probably differ based mostly on the facts of every case. Determining a seaman's legal rights and maximizing recovery will be difficult, and legal professionals unfamiliar with this space of regulation can go away with their clients with inadequate settlements. Ship staff who serve between 6 months and 1 year are given 15 days of paid leave, and those with multiple years of service are given 1 month of paid leave at 12 months. Ship employees who've labored on the ship for no less than 1 year are entitled to severance pay. The agency has a group of experienced attorneys who are devoted to serving their shoppers to get the absolute best final result in their case. There are authorized counselors working adrift who assist harmed sailors or mere laborers to get the remuneration they need to recuperate from real wounds and take care of long-haul hospital expenses that occurred adrift. For catastrophic accidents, the victim might have lifetime medical care and can incur ongoing costs. Without the advice of a skilled maritime lawyer, you may face lifelong damage, complications, and financial spoiling. Whether your offshore harm falls beneath the Jones Act, Death on the High Seas Act, or Maintenance and Cure, the legislation is on your aspect when you choose Fleming Law, PC.